Hey guys, so I have something really exciting along the lines of spinning wheels to talk about today. You guys remember this book that I showed you, Spinning and Dyeing Yarn, and in it she goes over everything, and I just love the way that she talks about it. Her name is Ashley Martineau, and she has a channel here on YouTube. It's called How to Spin Yarn. And recently, so I have to be really quiet and hopefully Paige doesn't watch this. We found a spinning wheel from How to Spin Yarn. She had a video on it for $300, and that includes shipping. Paige, for the last year, has been bugging me for a spinning wheel. Or not for a spinning wheel, but to use my spinning wheels, which my spinning wheels are a little complicated, and I don't want her to feel like she can use them without permission. So if I don't want her to use them without permission, I have to just not let her use them at all, because once she's used them, she gets fascinated by them and she wants to play with them. And then she'll sneak around and use them. Anyway, long story short, my mom came to me and said, "What do your girls want for Christmas?" And I said, "Well, my girls have everything they need. They really don't need anything, but I could use a cordless drill. So if you wanted to give us a family gift, a cordless drill would be amazing. That's what I need." And she paused and said, okay. And then she called me back. She's like, "Is there anything I could give you for a family gift that would be focused in on the girls?" And I'm like, "They don't need anything. We know what we're getting them. We're getting them some little stocking stuffers and Slotto, things that we already know that they love, that are not terribly expensive." And she said, "Okay, dig deep. Come on, Julie, dig deep. What can I get the girls? This is how much I'm spending on your other siblings. This is how much I have to spend. So what could the girls really use, really need? What would they love?" And I thought, well, I saw these new spinning wheels on How to Spin Yarn's site. It's called a Polywog. It costs $299, and it will spin everything from super fine to super bulky, all on one wheel. And it is from a line that I know is amazing. I said, "Well, I know this is $30 over your budget, but if I throw in the extra $30, we could just get them this spinning wheel and they could both use it. And it's made to be used by children." And we could totally do this. And so we went ahead and got one ordered, and it has been so amazingly popular that they are hiring new people on, because everybody is so excited about the spinning wheel. Because most spinning wheels, when you get, are going to be in the $550 range for a very, very basic model. And that's what I spent, $550 on this wheel. And used, I spent $450 on this wheel, my Minstrel. I love the Kromsky. I love them, but I have to have two wheels in order to have the full range. The Minstrel spins my bulky, and the Symphony spins my fine yarn. They're just, the flyers on them are different. The way that they pull, the way that they give is all very different. I have to have two wheels in order to fill that full spectrum. And so I thought, how would that be to have a wheel that does everything for under $300? So I will try really hard not to have this video be seen by my daughters, because it's supposed to be this enormous surprise and they're going to be so excited. I just can't wait. But in the midst of doing all this research and everything, all these other spinning wheels started popping up on Ashley's channel. And I'm like, this is really amazing. I have this huge, where's my other hand? This huge space taken up in my room by these two spinning wheels and everything that goes with them. I cannot imagine being able to get by with just one spinning wheel. And so I have watched each one of those videos 8 times. And I was like, if people could buy a spinning wheel for under $300 that would do everything, I want to offer that on my site. And so I went and I looked, and I'm like, I've never been a dealer for anything before, and I've never actually spun on one of these wheels. However, I love this book, and I love Ashley, and I love her channel, and she is the one that collaborated with Spinolution to get these wheels made, so that they're perfect. They compare everything that they make is top of the line for what it is. They have 3 specifically for traveling wheels. However, all of their wheels travel well, with the exception of their Mach 3. Their Mach 3 is the one that weighs 37 pounds, and it has ball bearings in the wheel. It has you can go up to a 32-ounce bobbin, and that one is the only one that you don't really want to travel with. Everything else is a travel type wheel. Now, in order to be a dealer, I had to purchase a wheel. I had to have two wheels in stock so that I could show people how to use them. So we already had the polywog coming, and we're super excited about that. But I had to buy one more wheel. Now, the difficulty that I've had with my wheels is that they are stationary. This one, oh my gosh, it is such a headache trying to move it up and down stairs because it catches on things, it bumps into things. It's enormous. And moving it like that kind of can just mess up the alignment of things, so that you have to kind of realign things when you sit down. The Minstrel, I can't move it at all. It's a castle style wheel. It's tall and kind of slimmer, but it falls apart if I move it because it's not glued into mine. My Symphony is not glued into place, but I have waxed it and I've jammed everything in really good, and nothing falls apart on this one. However, because of the way that the castle style, the Minstrel, is aligned, everything falls apart when I pick it up. So even though it's smaller and should be easier to move, it's not. It falls apart whenever I try to move it. And also, the settings on it are just a little bit different, and I can't really spin real fine on it because of the way that the wheel is set up and the band on it. But it works really well for bulky, and I do love it. I love both of them. I love them. Okay, so the difference between them and the Spinolution is that the bobbins pop on and off with magnets. So rather than having to take your drive band off every time, so this is your drive band. Every time you want to take a bobbin off, you have to disconnect the Scotch tension, you have to take off the drive band, and then you have to lift it off of your flyer, take the bobbin off of the flyer, and then unscrew it to get it off. With the Spinolution bobbins, they're magnetic and they just pop on and off. You just pick them up and take them off, and there's no hole orifice for the yarn to go through. It's a hook, so that you can just pop your bobbin on and off without having to rethread anything. And those are the things that I'm just like, oh my gosh, can you imagine? It takes so much time to switch out bobbins, and it kind of drives you crazy, and you lose some of your twist on the end of your yarn every time you have to replace a bobbin. The other difference is, oh, so sorry, I got excited. Went on a divergence. Okay, so I had to buy another wheel if I wanted to be a dealer. We had the polywog coming, so we have to have 2 wheels so that I can do, so that I can let people try it here at my home, or so that I can do, what's the word? I can show you how to use it. So they have 3 that are specifically for traveling. And so the reason I was explaining about my wheels and how hard they are to move is that because I homeschool, I need to be able to follow my children wherever they're working so that they stay focused. If they're doing their chores, I need to be in the next room. If they're doing their school, I need to be in the same room. And they are not always real good about respecting the tools that I have in my studio. So I need to be able to follow them and still get work done. So in come the Spinolution travel wheels. They have the King Bee and the Queen Bee. The King Bee has an 8-ounce setup for bobbins, and the Queen Bee has 4-ounce bobbins. They're specifically 8-ounce or 4-ounce. You cannot interchange them, and you cannot get a new setup that goes with them. And the reason being is because it folds down into the size of a suitcase, so that you can put it through security at like airports and stuff like that, and it fits, and it's snug and it's tight. But because of that, the bobbins have to be a specific size for the specific wheel so that it'll all fold down and fit correctly. And they also have the ergonomic pedaling, and they have the built-in Lazy Kate, the little spikes that hold the bobbins just sit on the side of the machine. And it all comes self-contained. Now, those are not the ones I picked up because they fold up into a full-size machine like my Minstrel. I wanted the hopper. So the hopper is this squat thing that's only this tall, and let's see if I can get in the camera, and this wide, but it has, you can put a 32-ounce bobbin on it, so you can do art yarn, and you can like knit enough or spin enough yarn for a whole sweater on one bobbin. It's enormous, but the spinning wheel itself is tiny, and so, and it has a little handle on, it has a little handle on the back so that you just pick it up. It's only like 11, not even 11 inches tall at the handle. It's like 8 inches tall at the handle. And I was like, okay, it doesn't look like a regular spinning wheel. Is it going to be amazing? And am I going to be sorry that I picked this one? But I ordered it anyway because I wanted to be able to get up and down the stairs and do my spinning while I can follow my kids. So even though everybody recommended, oh, everybody loves the Mach 3. Everybody just loves the Mach 3. I'm like, but the Mach 3 weighs 37 pounds. It's stationary. So I ordered it and just went on faith. This is the one that I want, so it makes the most sense to get that one. And also it's small enough that if you live in a teeny tiny house like an off-grid cabin or something, it would be small enough that it wouldn't take up any space. The other amazing thing about it is, this is the reason why I stopped spinning when I had Paige, was because she was always getting into my spinning wheel. And I didn't want to have a $550 machine destroyed by my child. And it was too heavy to really, and it took up space. We had a 600 square foot house. It took up too much space. With the hopper, you could just have a shelf in your closet, and it's so light and little. It weighs 13 pounds. You pick it up, you put it in your closet, and you leave it there until the next time you want it. It doesn't take up any floor space. You can put it in your closet. Doesn't that just sound amazing? But I was still a little worried. I'm like, will it spin really fine? Will it spin super bulky so that I only need one wheel? So I called Spinolution and talked to Mike, who's the owner and creator. He's not just the owner, he's also the creator of these wheels. And I said, I'm a little worried about the hopper. Am I really going to be able to show the wide range that you can spin on it? It doesn't look like a real wheel. It looks like a toy. And he said, it has as great and as smooth a spinning capacity as the Mach 3. It's even better. So the owner and creator of the wheels, his favorite spinning wheel is the hopper, which is the one that I picked. He said, however, you either love the hopper or you hate it because it doesn't, the orifice isn't right in front of you the same way it is on a regular spinning wheel. It's down on the ground, and so you have to kind of lean over to look and see if your bobbin's filling up. That's the only thing. And the treadling is just a teeny tiny bit different. It used to be way different, but they're constantly making changes on it. I probably wouldn't have liked it a couple years ago because of the way that the treadling worked, but now the treadling is set up in the same way that a normal spinning wheel is, but it's ergonomic with the bearings and everything now, so it's just pretty snazzy. So for those of you who want to be getting into spinning wheels and you don't know what to get because you don't know if you want to spin fine or you want to spin thick and on and on and on, these ones, because they don't have hooks, most let's see if I can get this off. I'll show you just what a pain in the butt it is to get it off. I have to unhook everything. I have to pull it up. I have to pop it off. And then I still have to unscrew this in order to get my bobbin off. So it is time consuming. So there's your bobbin. So, but what I wanted to show you was these hooks. These hooks are small, and thus only small yarn can make it through those hooks without getting stuck. And this orifice is small. You have to have small yarn in order to get through that orifice. And the settings on your spinning wheel have to be different too. In order to spin a big bulky yarn, you need a big, this is a medium size whirl. So this will spin your worsted size yarn. But it's kind of a pain in the butt to take on and off. And the bigger yarn that you want, the bulkier, you need a bigger whirl here so that it will spin slower and not put as much twist in and pull faster. So on this one, on this wheel, this is my flyer. It's quite small. The bobbins are small. They fill up very quickly. And so I'll show you my minstrel now. My minstrel, if I can get it to pop off, is set up the same way. It has the Scotch tension, and it does have a smaller whirl setting. It's not as small as my smallest. See, this is the smallest whirl for lace spinning, and this is the smallest whirl on the minstrel. It's just a little bit bigger. Not that you couldn't still use this size for making lace. You could, but it won't spin it as quickly. So this is the medium-sized whorl, and here is the big one. Here's the big one for super bulky, and you can see how big those hooks are. And you can see how big that orifice is so that it can pull big things through. Now the difference with the Spinolution is that instead of an orifice here, they just have a hook so that there's no limit to what will pass through. This could not do super, super, super bulky art yarn because the orifice isn't big enough. And on the Spinolution bobbin flyer set, these are pegs, not hooks. So all that has to do is the yarn has to go past the hook, the pegs. There's no hooks. See, these hooks, while not sharp, they are pointy enough to grab fiber so that it holds onto it so that it can't be pulled in. But this is a jumbo flyer. It has bigger bobbins, bigger flyer, bigger orifice. So, and that does make a difference in how it pulls and the feel of the wheel. And I love these wheels. I do. I love these wheels. But they too take up a lot of real estate. And it is always, always frustrating. It's always, always frustrating to get those bobbins off because you have to pretty much disassemble your whole working wheel portion in order to get your bobbins on and off. So, let's see if I can get back in front of my camera. There we go. So, I'm really excited to try it. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do is that when they get here, I will sell my other two wheels. That's what I'm thinking. I might keep one around just to show the difference between the two, but you know, if it was a wheel that I was like, oh, there's a new wheel out there, who really cares? But because Ashley's behind them, and I really respect her, and I love her videos, and I think she does an amazing job with how professional and knowledgeable she is about it, and she's been spinning on these wheels for years. She's the reason why I'm like, well, yeah, I think I'll just sell my other wheels. Even sight unseen, I will get this wheel. So I have these wheels up on my Etsy store. The introductory price on the Polywog is $2.99, and that includes shipping. So it comes with the bobbin set that needs to come with it. Now, once you have mastered the spinning wheel and you know how to spin, you can add an accelerator onto the Polywog. That will then increase the number of ratios that you have. But for a beginning spinner, you'll probably be a couple years before you even think that you want to look at getting an accelerator, because you can spin any kind of fiber, any kind of yarn on it. The difference is once you get a higher ratio, you can do lace weight faster. Your lower ratios are what give you your bulky yarn, and your middle ratios are what give you like your worsted weight yarn, and your high ratios like 20:1 or 18:1 will give you your lace weight quickly. So it's not that you couldn't spin lace weight on just the regular Polywog. You could. It would just be faster if you had the accelerator on, and that's the difference that the accelerator would make. So the accelerator is an additional piece that you hook on that has another belt on it that just spins the wheel faster. So that's the difference it makes. And when you add it on, it's $150 for the accelerator, but when you're first starting out, you don't need it. And I talked to Mike about the Polywog, and he said the Polywog makes a really great travel wheel because it comes into 2 pieces very quickly. It's a small wheel. You can take it places without hurting it. And I wish that I had one to show you right now, because that would be super fun if I could show it to you. But even for dealers, it's going to be their time as they're building them, because they're new wheels, and also their old wheels have had a lot of improvements made to them. They're looking at 4 to 6 weeks, which is actually pretty normal for spinning wheels anyway. I mean, I think when I ordered this one, it took 3 weeks to get to me, and they weren't in a rush season. It just was how long it took. So 4 to 6 weeks to get it here. And it ships directly to you. It's drop shipped. So that means that you purchase it through the Etsy store and tell me all the things, all the accessories and everything that you need. And then I make the order with the dealer, and then he ships it directly to you. And that's why there's no shipping, is because it's a one-stop shipping. It goes directly from the maker and gets dropped directly to you. And once I get mine, I will be putting videos up of how to use it and all that kind of thing. So exciting. They also have a drop spindle set, which I thought was fun. It's a set of 4, so you get the different weights and the different whirl sizes. And I think that one is $85 for the set, which is a really good deal for 4 spindles. Usually you're spending about $30, $30 to $45 for a good spindle, and then you still have to pay for shipping. So to get 4 spindles for 85 bucks plus shipping is a pretty good deal. I have ordered a set for myself to be able to show you guys, and then I still have my little self-made spindle that you guys can order that comes with fiber and stuff, which is a good place to start if you've only got 15 bucks plus shipping. So I'm trying really hard to get a broader range of things in the Etsy store for you guys to choose from. With the dealership, with the Spinolution, nobody else can sell it cheaper than I can. I can't sell it cheaper than anybody else can because of the dealer restrictions. So if you're going to buy a spinning wheel and you are looking at the Spinolution, if you can buy it from us, that would be awesome, because that goes back into everything else that we do. And we hope that you'll stop by. And I have all my Christmas orders finished, so if anybody wants a special order, I have all of those orders that you can make up. And I kind of renamed things. I have the short scarf that has the buttons, and I think I have that up for $50. And then I have a regular stocking cap that's super soft and made out of my own yarn, and that's $50. And then for anything else that's a bigger special order or a bigger item, my long scarves are $150. And then if you want to tell me and pick out a pattern of something else that you love, whether it be a really big hat, a really big scarf, or a mitten holder, whatever it is, that's $150 too. And everything that you have me make, I custom order. So I need a phone number, and I like to be able to make videos of it so that I can put it up and show it to you, so that you can tell me halfway through, I don't like this, I want it to look different, and that way I'm not wasting a lot of time trying to tweak it once it's finished. Instead, I can just tweak it as we go and as you see videos of it. So if you are looking at any handmade items, please go check out our Etsy store. I love to make this stuff, and I like to always have something in my hands to work on. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I'm not remembering. I will put a link to Ashley's channel so that you can go check out the videos that she has of the wheel, since I don't have the wheel yet and I can't do videos of it. They're super fun, beautiful, and I just absolutely love her. She's amazing. And we will talk to you later.